Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and yes, we will be playing Dimir Control, and yes, it will be cool, and yes, it will have Outrageous Robbery. You will see them in the game. We will also use card that went under my radar, Steamcore Scholar, and it has a lot of similarities to Fable of the Mirror Breaker, card you probably heard about. It's definitely not as powerful, but it can draw you a card, right? Because you draw two and discard one. It's also a creature with vigilance and flying, so super annoying for your opponent that kinda has to be removed at some point. So this was the idea for the deck. It also works very nice with Drag the Canal, because when you lose this creature, you get the value here. So kinda cool deck so far, and I think the games today will be pretty amazing. So guys, enjoy the Mire glory, like we promised, and we are delivering. Oh, and subscribe for Dimir, because, like, come on, this is the best archetype. Alright, guys, we're going first. Our mana is okay. We have one Mirex, but also the Backwater. And yeah, I kinda like this hand. We definitely need few more tools. When we get the Scholar, it should help a lot, because we should draw a lot of lands. And, well, let's see. If we get mana screwed, that's really bad. Really bad. Up the beanstalk. You know what? That's a good target. This is one of the cards that really matter, and it probably won't matter because we got mana screwed on turn 3 already. Well, that's great. Okay, this is huge, man. Let's see if that's a counter spell. We don't have a choice, like we are super behind already. And this, I need this to resolve. Okay, good. That will fix a lot of issues. We don't need a long goodbye, I think. If they play Jace, it's 4 mana cost. And they don't have creatures so far, so we should get better cards. Yeah, you know what? The start was pretty horrible, man. Missing this one land drop just hurt so much, but I think we're slowly getting there. I'm playing Field of Ruin in case they don't have any place and just attack with Anchorage. You know? And we have Mirex open. Oh boy, sure. Absolutely love it. Man, we got such a nice card advantage from this. And that means that Mirex, like, March is amazing against Mirex, it's just 1 mana, and basically you force up your opponent 1 turn behind. It's also an instant. So let's see what they play, because something bad will happen right now. Probably the Emperor. Alright. They let us untap, which normally is pretty good. But now if they play the Emperor, we probably just counterspell it, right? Yep, they're preparing. They are preparing. We will counter it anyway. Bro. One step ahead. One step ahead of you. And here's your poison for the day. Intrude on the mind is probably something we have to resolve. Alright, they had different play.
Ends today.
That's not great for us. This one is pretty okay though. So I could exile 4 cards. That leaves the Emperor on board. But man, this is 4 cards. That's not bad. That means we're winning the value game. I think it hurts enough, you know? I'm not sure if that's the best play, but man, it's pretty good play. Ren can be really nice to get rid of the Eternal Wanderer. Hexproof and haste is really something you like. And the Smite gets rid of this token, right? So know what? So far so good. So far so good. So the problem is that they have a blocker. They have a blocker. So we don't really deal any damage to the Wanderer. And then they can attack with the Anchorage on the Ren. How good is it really? I think this is a little bit better overall. Yeah, I kinda like it. We don't get the Might token, but I think our opponent is so tempo efficient right now that we are a bit behind. I could go also with the Scholar. But then we cannot kill this, I guess. And Drag the Canal can be good. How is it spelled? If a creature died this turn. This will get exiled, and this will get exiled. So yeah, we could go for the Scholar, honestly. Let's go. Man, this is hard choice. We don't have too many instants. Drag the Canal is nice card. I don't super want to discard it. So we could get rid of this, but it's still card advantage, so let's go for it. So this probably will trigger the Sunfall. So I expect a Sunfall on this turn. Okay, up the Beanstalk into Sunfall, that's way better for our opponent. Alright, and we dodged it. That's huge. Man, that's actually a huge difference. And don't forget, even if they get rid of Ojer, like, we still get it every turn. We can absolutely take this damage, it doesn't matter. It will come back, and then we can cast all our cool spells, so we still get the doubling effect. I can still attack with one creature, so let's go with the Scholar first. Like, we have a long way to go if we want to kill the Eternal Wonder. I am still trying to fight for the value. I think we can get there.
My
will
is steel.
Intrude on the Mind is nice. Man, we have so many good cards. We just need to think which one we will take. Let's take Mire, it's really good. And I think we play at the end step. Especially that we get double cards, right? So that's even better. Man, if they attack, we can double smite, for example. But they probably keep exiling it every turn. However, we get this slot when we get, you know, the doubling effect. Yeah, so how does Rebound exactly work? If you cast, exile it as it resolves. So I think if it gets countered, it doesn't resolve and I don't get the whole effect, right? I think that's correct. I'm not fully sure, but I will take my bet on it. He has only 3 cards, that's not too many. So, this is interesting situation. This resolves. That means this is out of the battlefield, so if he Sunfalls, he doesn't hit the card that he wants the most. So I will go for this. And let's see if this resolves. We go around No More Lies. So he needs either double counter spell or have a make disappear, but with those cores I don't think he will play it. Well, so we need to split the Jace and Robbery in different piles. This way we always get one at least. I think this is the split, right? I won't overthink it. I think it's good enough. It's not perfect, but you know, I want to keep the game going. But I think you could do it a little bit better, but not much better. The most important part in those piles were to split Jace and Robbery, because those are basically the same effects. This way you always get one. And here's the top turn. I think we aren't scared of top deck Mirex, so maybe use this Field of Ruin to get rid of the Anchorage. That should help. For example, with attacking with the Scholar, right? Because then they cannot block it if they have open mana. And you know, slowly but surely we attack the Wanderer. Man, that's pretty desperate. I'll take it. That means we can get... I guess we have 2 lands for the next 2 turns, so map token won't super impact right now, but if we get double counter, hitting an Eternal Wanderer for 5 is huge. No double strikey for you. Like, you can see that we are doing a lot of work here. And let's see, if he has interaction, that's absolutely fine. And he just kinda lost everything to draw a card with the wedding announcement. Alright, sure. So that was the strategy, we get rid of the token, he gets rid of the token and also the mapped tokens. And he draws 1 single card. But that's kinda it, right? And we get another Intrude on the Mind. Well, uh, you know what is interesting? I have learned it today. Here's your pile. Do you want to give me 5 or 0 cards? I know, it's a weird one, but I think it's pretty fun. And we got the top tier. So this will be a 5-5 for the future turn. And now we'll go with Ren. And start pressuring our opponent on the Planeswalker, area of the game. And that might be rough for them. They play blue, but not too much, so they cannot play Jace right now.
Allies everywhere. Stand with us.
So this is a good target for the Eternal Wanderer +1, but that also means they don't really accomplish much of the other things. And I think we got exiled, right? Yeah, Ojer will come back, so we don't play another one. And I think we go with Mirex, honestly. By the way, the Scholar is performing so far. I like the card. And the problem is, if they +1 this, then Ojer keeps attacking, and we also have Ren with Hexproof Haste. So this is a Sandfall turn if I've ever seen one. Like, he has to Sandfall this. Otherwise it will be so problematic. Like, we have 3 different threats, and each one is super annoying for our opponent. Sure. Also, when we kill the Wanderer... Alright, that kinda works. But we still get the Might, right? And the loyalty gets lower and lower. What? How do you work? Non-land! Ha! It's a land! Look at us, just being good at magic randomly. He has this mana open. So, yeah, let's go with this. Good tap. We go at the end step, of course. This way we solve the problem. There's also the fortress, but we are at 16 and it's very bad at killing planeswalkers. Also no flying, so it's easier to manage, especially if ground, vigilance, hexproof creature. So I think we're in a really good spot. Look at the card difference, man. Just Dimir just absolutely smirking band control somehow. Yeah, I think countering the first Up the Beanstalk was pretty decent. And he didn't take the mana. Let's see if he has basic even. Oh, do I have a basic? Alright, I'm Dimir. Man, I'm getting better in those slant things. Let's take it. And we create Might. Perfect mana, perfect turn. Man, those cards, I have to say, when I draw them, it feels nice. Even though I'm not using them, they're still good enough. And you will die by the hand of Island. The almighty Island.
I must fight back.
We need to be careful about the cards a little bit. Oh, they took a planes, sure. Alright. I don't think we need mana this time. Well, Robbery could be pretty good. So, 1, 2. This is perfect mana. Let's go for Surveil. Cut down. Cut down is good enough. It kills the token. So, man, we are ramping insane amount of pressure. It seems that we are, like, going in the same circle over and over, but believe me, every circle he has less and we have more. At some point the circle will break. And it just broke. Told you! Man, I really enjoyed this one, and higher and higher. Alright guys, I'll be honest, this might be a losing hand. It feels like a losing hand. We are also on the draw with a single removal and 3 dead cards in 3 rounds. So if that's an aggro and that's like 80%, it's enough. Wow, man. Did we just dodge the aggro when we really needed to? Against control, this is a really strong hand. And it just got way better. Yeah, against control, I think we either are winning or we are having a pretty strong opening. Not so many crazy plays, but just high quality draw. Double Robbery is huge, and Mirex means that we get to, do a lot of pressure very quickly. It has to be a Mirex turn. We don't have second black yet. Oh. I think I know what the deck is. So they have the Mindbreaker. We cannot really prevent it. So let's prepare to get milled for 30 cards. Here we go. Well, that's not... okay, against this version we will have some troubles. He's triple blue. He's not going for it into open mana, which is good. I need the Landman, and we need to get some pressure, because we have a long way to go. First things first, let's attack. This will be hard, man. I need to start the game a little bit, and hope that they, you know, go too hard on anti-counter spell gaming. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. We never consider countering the second one, like everything is done. I see he's respecting counter spells quite heavily, so I'm giving him, you know, I'm giving him more reasons to not play the Mindbreaker without any assistance. You got the card. So every time he sees that I'm considering a counter spell, he doesn't know it's a negate. It could be a dissipate. To be fair, man, like you cannot counter it, but maybe he doesn't know about it. And on this turn, I need to go like this because I need some good game counterplay from his deck, man. Like it's not looking good. The second robbery will be the real one. This one is baby robbery. It's a little bit outrageous robbery, alright? The second one is outrageous. No more eyes, alright. Not perfect, I would prefer to not see this. But I will. This would be harsh. So when they play this, we can play Jace and draw 3 cards. While milling him as well, giving him more Mindbreakers. We are not in a great spot, I'll be honest. We just have some problems right now. I will go for the slow version because that gives me negate on this turn, on top of Mirex. I kinda don't want to trade against it, but I kinda have to. Because then I can, you know, get clear board for the Jace. And at some point they will still trade. Unless I go for the Prote and cut down, but that will tap me super heavily. And I need him to, you know, be a little bit scared of those Mindbreakers. I need to make him feel that every time he taps he gets super punished, so he keeps the blue mana up. And he doesn't have too much blue mana, right? If he taps a single blue mana, he cannot cast the Mindbreaker. Oh, that might trigger it. Alright. Hopefully. Okay. We are dodging it so far. I am not really sure why he's not casting it. Maybe he thinks it can be countered. Maybe he thinks that we have a removal that will just exile all of them. If we hit Devious or Deadly Cover-Up, that's insanely good. I don't mind tapping out if they play something that's better for us. It's not like they play Hullbreaker, right? It's probably Emperor or something like Memory Deluge. And that means they are tapped. Also, they probably won't do it because of it. Man, that's some robbery. Okay, poison is nice. We are not close, alright? But maybe we will get there. So this will also be probably a robber turn. Here it is. Oh boy. So if I play robber right now, we exile 4 cards and then he 100% plays this. But to be fair, he probably will play it anyway. I nearly did it again. But I barely. So first give him the cards. To be fair, it could be no more lies. And that wouldn't be super crazy perfect. You know what? I don't need to do it super quickly. We also have Mirex in case he is extremely passive. Field of Ruin, oh boy. That's a harsh one. You know what? This actually makes a huge difference, you know, for good for us. I'll tell you why in a second. Because normally you burn the mana, you know, it's not really a burn anymore, but it was when I started playing. Let's go for Swamp. That you skip to next phase. But you know what? That means he cannot activate the Mindbreakers for the turn. So I will burn the mana. And now I can cast it, because there's no chance he will attack on the same turn for 5. We could also go for 3, but it's another baby robbery, you know? We can waste it worst case. We have enough in the deck. And, you know, counter spells are pretty good. You don't want... So he wants to counter it, and he's trying to find one. You definitely don't want to get hit by this, if you can avoid it. Oh boy! 4 lands and an Emperor. Okay. Alright. Thank you, deck. I mean, we are at least never whiffing on the lands, I guess. Man, I drew 6 cards, and none of them mattered even a little. That's not perfect. 29 cards. I think I need to keep exiling stuff. On the bright side, we can keep playing clans that are always untapped. 3 mana, so it's not an Emperor. Like, we're not in a spot I want to be, but I think we're in a spot that has some options. Every time we hit Deadly Cover-Up, we exile all the Mindbreakers, and we are insanely ahead. And I think we pass the turn because we have Emperor or the Robbery. Both are pretty good. And like this turn we will get by Mindbreaker. He has no options. And we whiffed for extremely long time. And we have four Deadly Cover-Ups, right? One of them would win the game probably. You just extract all the Mindbreakers, he counters it, and then you use Negate, and you won the game because he doesn't have his main mill card. So he is tapping out fully. So he will draw 2 cards, 27. Then we go 3, 6. So after 27, it's 21, 20. Not enough for Jace. Not enough for Jace. But wait, maybe we can go for the Reef, right? 4 for Jace and 4 for Reef. I don't want to highlight it, but I think it's 4 mana. So we play the Otawara, and then we can go for the both. He can counter it though. Ugh. But then we try to protect Jace and go on the next turn, right? I let him decide on the draw, and we'll think while he thinks what to discard. You know what? It's not the worst, and we are getting so many cards. The problem is that he can go Terrorist and Mindbreak, but then he needs to tap out, right? 3, 6, let's go. Stealing 6 cards is no joke, man. But man, the next turn will hurt. We absolutely gave up all the defensive plays. You know what? We have double Jace. 1 from his deck and 1 from our, and here it is. You know, we try to avoid it. I hope he plays 2 of them. Because then, if he has Jace, he wins on the next turn, but then he is tapped and he loses. He doesn't know it yet, but he will lose if he goes for the high roll play. And he went for it. And this won't mill us. We will be at 11 cards. See? We know our stuff. And to be honest, I think he made the right call. It was worth the risk, but it absolutely didn't work for him. Because we are good at Magic. And we know. And of course, we go with our Jace first. No blue mana, so we don't need to be careful. I don't know why the trigger was there. Let's go for 5. And you know what hurts the most? Getting your Jace stolen and then dying to your own Jace, which is not even in the foil version. I need to be quick before he concedes. And here we are. I told you, we had some options on this one. Oh no, don't attack. We just go for the animation. Our opponent was nice enough that he gave us, you know, the cool win. So let's not linger. And guys, I think that was a great game. Like, this is what Magic is about. Alright, we're going first. I like it, and we have Push and Pull. The card that I really wanted to check. I like it. I think it's cool design. So every time you have like two cards to choose from, I think it just really amplifies, you know, the gameplay. Especially that they have such a different effects, right? One is super defensive, the second one is like Aether value or just super offensive, and you can steal your opponent's creatures. And if you wait enough, you might hit something really strong. Yeah, let's take off this turn. Can you play Tapland, please? Thank you. You're the best, bro. You are the best. Is it Jace? That's the real question. We lose quite a lot of loyalty. I think this is just purely better on this turn. Also, we can get a Traxa with this. Well, cut down probably won't cut it. What a great joke. Alright, that's good. That means Jace might stick. And here's the Stomper. So if he goes Zendikar on the following turn, like this was super quick play. It feels like he is really decided on this pattern. So that might suggest he has Zendikar. Yeah, so he can go to 7 mana and attack and try to flip it, which will be a bit rough. I would love to discard something. So if he goes Zendikar, alright, I think I'm slowly getting... I really need the Deadly Cover-Up somehow. Go for the Throat seems underwhelming, but it might be something we have to do. Alright, the idea is that I need to mill them with Jace, and then I can Deadly Cover-Up the Atraxa before they play it. See? Told you. It felt like such a decisive, quick play that you just have this perfect hand and you know exactly what to do with it. So sometimes you can kinda read the situation a little bit based on the speed of your opponent, at which your opponent is playing. And this is why really good players will not give away if they have an easy turn or a hard turn. Even if the play is obvious, they can just think to pretend it's complicated, to pretend they had more than one choice. You know, some advanced gameplay for you. You don't really need it here. Alright, 4 cards. Empty board. Let's go. Let's freaking go. And this is the trick I learned from you guys. We could also go for that other Jace. And I think we go like this. Drawing card wouldn't be worse, because I could hit a land, but let's take it. 13. So if they leyline, we only lose 1 loyalty, right? And that's already the second leyline in the graveyard. That's an Atali. Maybe it will be our Atali. What did he hit? Robbery. Robbery is not very good for him. He cannot really use it. Hitting Jace is pretty good though. He can absolutely use it. Well, that's probably one of the best hits in the whole deck. Just, you know, really good at Magic. And they're milling a lot. What they don't know is that now we have evidence. Now we have evidence. I would really love to draw lands, man. So I think we go like this. This gives us a chance to draw a land. I need this. I think we discard a creature or flying. Drag the Canal is something we can... Oh, but there needs to be a creature in the graveyard. And we need Dimir mana. That's rough. We can go Ojer and then go for pull. And that will give us two instances. They get exiled, right? No, they just get sacrificed. That's so good, man. It's either Drag the Canal or Scholar. I wanted to chain those two, but I guess we won't be able to do it, which sucks. Unless I do it main phase and play the detective. Only. You know what? Let's go for it. I'll take the risk.
Become subdued.
Not the perfect play of the year. But you know what? It can protect Jace for extra mill. And one of the players has 20 cards in the graveyard. If I mill myself, I draw 3 cards, right? Or if I play something. So there's potential here. It's only creatures, right? Creature cards. Told you, it could be a tally. And they have haste, so their idea is to go for 1 turn lethal. Here we go again. Let's roll the dice. What is better than rolling the dice? You know what? They need to hit binding. If they, unfortunately, they have the mana. And if they don't hit the binding, we -2 Jace and then we -5 Jace and we won. Don't bind and we will be friends forever. I mean, until end of the game, which is like 30 seconds, but until then, just don't get the binding. I don't think I'm dead, right? I still... Okay, I thought I did. 3 cards is everything. Just don't play the ley line. That's the only condition. And see, this detective actually will win the game. Just don't kill it. No way. Of course they have it. Of course they have it. And the trample means they will get the perfect situation. However, we can still make few plays. Guys, I want to point out that we are both milled to death, and I'm at 5 lands this game. That's an interesting one. It's not like we have a choice. We'll definitely evidence. Man, this should go way better for us, but unfortunately, somehow we are not on the winning side, and we really should. What do we extract? I kinda want to extract the bindings or breach. Breach is instant win con, so is Jace. They shouldn't really play more than 1 or 2. They might play more Jaces. Let's go for Jace. Okay, they don't. If you want to check the whole deck list, here it is. They don't have anything. Binding and Atraxa. I wish I had more than, 5 mana. Alright, this was a land, that's huge. And they have Mirex. So we could keep exiling stuff. We can also just go for this. And I know you kinda want to see it, but that doesn't win us the game, bro. Like, we just get a huge hit and nothing else. And I'm at 1 card, so that's not really what I should be doing. And this is the play. And I will have to use this probably. Because he will go for Mirex and we need to kill it, so we have 6 loyalty to mill 18 cards. That means he cannot draw anything that is super insane. Because I don't have mana to negate open. We need to take it. What?
Don't understand what's important.
It's a sorcery. It is a sorcery speed. Alright guys, you know what is the ultimate trick? There is one more. There is one more. Wait, I think there is still a low chance that we might do it, but I'm not sure. Oh boy, I don't remember the cards. I know he had 1 Atraxa. If we can hit something that he has 3 cards, we can win this. Can we hit 1 of the triumphs? Okay, guys, we need to actually count him. Zayatora, he's playing 4 of everyone, of each of the triumphs, right? Let's count the triumphs. Zayatora. One is in the graveyard, so only 2 in the library. Headquarters, the same. Raffine Tower, headquarters. Raffine Tower, there's only 1. Is he playing 4 of those? He's definitely playing all Stompers, but 2 in the graveyard. Double Atraxa. We need to Divis cover up, or Deadly, and go for something that he has 3 in the deck, in the library. And we need to do it first. Alright, we need to keep playing. 1, 2, whatever, we need to be quick. And I have no idea, he needs to think for a long time. We are going with Raffine Tower. I don't know, man. I need to risk... Oh, it didn't hit. I don't think there was anything that he has 3 of. Alright. I mean, guys, that was really close. Man, the sorcery speed absolutely got me. This was really close. I just needed 1 more loyalty.
I will shatter your
Oh, man. I think that was pretty epic game, though. We lost, but it was super close. And we learned what our cards do, which is already a huge win. And man, it was a bit unfortunate. The fact that he hit Etali into Jace. Look at this. If he didn't hit this Jace with Etali, we would be at 15 cards, and it would be absolutely not a problem. But now it is. A little bit sad on this one, but yeah, let's give him... Oh, right. We just need to pass the turn and draw a card. Don't worry, we ain't roping. We are just dying with some style. Alright. Cheers, my friend. Enjoy the animation. That was well played from, I hope, both sides. Alright guys, I decided to re-record this outro because I went too deep on every single card, and you know what? I think you need an overview. So Push and Pull, card that absolutely got me with sorcery speed. It is an interesting card with really high versatility, and that's something I personally really like. It's also uncommon, so you probably can just craft it and test it. However, I need to be fair, I think it's not the most efficient card for the deck. You probably can cut it and get some cooler cards from Dimir. Next one, Steamcore Scholar, probably a star of the deck that I really wanted to test. This is the main card that the deck revolved around. You know, we don't have synergies, but that was the main idea, that the twist for the deck. And I liked it. I think it's a good card, man. I need to play with it more because, you know, it's hard to get a feeling after a few games, but generally it really felt impactful every single time. And when I cast it, I remember that I needed to resolve it because it would fix everything. And I think the fact that it cycles cards, you draw 2 cards and discard 1, it still gives you so much more opportunities to curve out, and it means that after turn 3 you probably never miss a land drop, or at least close to. And you know, if you are a control player, how huge it is. It also does it while also being a defender, right? Because not strictly defender, but it can protect you against every aggro deck. Very often it can trade 1 for 1, which is huge. It's basically like a removal in some situations. Or it drains our opponent's card, so that means 1 lightning strike less to your face. So it is impactful, and it fixes the rest of the game a little bit. Also, this is cool mini synergy. You can just discard cut downs in control matchups. That means you can play 4 of those and not really feel bad, because you can always get rid of them for the Scholar, and you basically got a new card for it. So really cool stuff. Ojer, I liked it. I think it's a strong card overall. We don't have too many synergies, but things like Drag the Canal, removal, I think is good enough. Even Intrude on the Mind, you have seen that casting 2 of them is so much more value than just having 1. Even Deadly Cover Up, man. You can just kill your own Ojer. It's worth it for double extraction sometimes against some particular decks. So honestly, I really enjoyed Dimir. I'm so glad that we are able to play Dimir in a normal control style, and I couldn't be more happy. You probably need to refine the deck with the push and pull, but the rest of the deck feels pretty okay. I didn't really hit too many Drag the Canals. I still think it makes sense in the deck, but you know, I'm still testing this one. So yeah, that's kinda it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the cool comments, as always, and I really appreciate that you stayed until then. That's huge. So yeah, see you tomorrow.
with